दरिया पानी चूली भर पानी में डूब करके मरूंगा। हे भगवान, आपके बिना जिंदगी जीना मुश्किल। 3 वर्ड में। अच्छा जल्दी बोलिए और टाइम नहीं।
कल आप बता रहे थे आइडेंटिफिकेशन और भूमिका और भूता।
भूता
भूता
हाँ।
for 3 words. So yesterday you were saying in the class like the quality is also the relativity only. You have to go above the quality. So if we say in Google and the identification ka one of the meaning is ऐसा लिखा है a state of being.
A state of being identity है ना? हाँ, स्टेट ऑफ बीइंग तो क्या हुआ? हुआ क्या?
So another word for bhuta also it is said being.
बीइंग
Bhuta also.
बीइंग हाँ,
Bhuta also being.
बीइंग हाँ।
और non being मने no bhuta.
नॉन बीइंग means in one sense it is invisible bhutas or unperceivable bhutas. They are, but they have not formed. Unmanifested bhutas.
Because in Vishnu Sahasranama,
Existence we cannot deny.
in Vishnu Sahasranama there is one lot of places bhuta comes.
Bhuta has got elements, Bhuta has got being, meaning. And Bhutas have many meanings. According to the use of the word, we have to find out the meaning. So relative hai Guruji, relative.
So it says bhuta vaso vasudeva.
Bhuta vaso, Bhuta abiding in all beings. Or wishing for all beings.
So that bhuta is different.
No. Why different?
Because in
All beings means all beings. Beings is manifested, unmanifested both. He is present everywhere. In unmanifested, He is there. Manifested, He is there. One in many, many in one. He is everywhere.
so from a relative point of view, in an unmanifested also bhuta is there.
Bhuta is there in silent and steady state. The tree is there in the seed, unmanifested. Why? Where is doubt? नहीं समझे थोड़ा थोड़ा. Passing clouds.
So then should we understand bhuta is a cooperative society?
बिल्कुल. सब सारा दुनिया कोऑपरेटिव सोसाइटी. क्या हो जाएगा? कोई तकलीफ है मान लेने के लिए? थैंक यू. इसको देखो कहाँ क्या कर दिए. अरे यार, आपका खटखट बंद के लिए धन्यवाद. चलो खटखट बंद. खटखट गोपाला, नटखट गोपाला, खटखट गोपाला. हरिओम.
हरिओम स्वामी जी.
जय गुरुदेव. शुरू हो गया गुरुजी. गुरुजी
Yes, Maharaj.
यश. कहीं सख्त नहीं लगा? हरि ओम। अच्छा, ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः। ओम नमोस्तुते व्यासविशालबुद्धे फुल्लारविन्दाय तपत्रनेत्र येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णः प्रज्वलितो ज्ञानमयः प्रदीपः। ॐ ध्यानमूलं गुरुर्मूर्ति पूजामूलं गुरुर्पदं मन्त्रमूलं गुरुर्वाक्यं मोक्षमूलं गुरोः कृपा। ॐ कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्। सद्गुरु भगवान की जय, सच्चिदानंद भगवान की जय, कृष्ण भगवान की जय, गीता महारानी की जय। हरि ओम। We are going to see the meaning of 11th sloka of 13th chapter Srimad Bhagavad Gita, गुणत्रय विभाग योग और ज्ञान विज्ञान विभाग योग. What is knowledge and what is not? To the question of Arjuna, Bhagavan Krishna is explaining Adhyatmam jnana nityatvam tattva jnanartha darshanam etad jnanamiti proktam ajnanam yatato nyatha. In Yoga Vasita, we are going parallelly. Yoga Vasita also we were discussing the meaning and the value today, and here also same thing. Constancy in self-knowledge. Constancy in self-knowledge. Perception of the end of the true knowledge. End of the true knowledge. This is declared to be knowledge, and what is opposed to it is called ignorance. Adhyatma jnana nityatvam, constancy, nityatvam in self-knowledge, establishment in self-knowledge, and perception of the end of the true knowledge, tattva jnanartha darshanam, artha darshanam. That is what we were discussing in Yoga City class also. The meaning and the value, the use of the object perceived by the senses, mind, etc. The whole cooperative society. And the end of true knowledge, where there is nothing to achieve anymore, Jat praptva punar praptim na vidyate, achieving which there remains nothing to be achieved anymore. Just as the peak of the mountain, after reaching the peak, where will you go? What more is there to reach? So that is the peak, the end of the true knowledge, experiential knowledge. Constancy in self-knowledge. Sometimes we get the knowledge, and knowledge we have already many times we have discussed. Knowledge is informative and experiential. So informative knowledge is not nityam, not constant, but the experiential knowledge is constant, and that also comparatively sometimes appears to be constant. Sometimes, after meditation, mind comes down to the normal form and it flitters here and there, it runs hither and thither. So that is not constancy. But for a comparatively longer period, mind gets the experience of the self. Again that is interrupted. So in this way, the end of the true knowledge, where the constancy is confirmed, convinced, that is called real knowledge, and other than that is called ignorance. This is declared to be the knowledge, and what is opposed to it, what is not this, means there is chance of movement in that state. It is not constantly balanced. Then it is not called the real knowledge, because there is a chance of changing. So that end is called true knowledge, and this is the reply to Arjuna's first question, what is called knowledge. And that happens in Saptam Bhumika, 7th stage. That is what we were discussing in the morning Yoga Vasishtha class. There is no question of movement or imbalanced state or discontinuity. And in that way, Tattva Jnanartha Darsanam, perception of the end of the true knowledge, and that when we go on contemplating constantly and deeply, one-pointedly, then we come to understand whatever values, useful values relatively given to the sense objects, that is not constant, that is not permanent, because all the objects and perception also it changes. So that is not the end of the knowledge, true knowledge. That is, of course, a kind of knowledge, changeable knowledge. And end of it means the limit of it, means the peak of it, where from there is no other movement. It is after reaching the peak, the mountaineers, they rest there. And that is called peaceful or resting place. And all other things before it or below it has the possibility of changes, and sometimes it appears to be something, and some other time it appears to be something else. So that is not the true knowledge. And from other aspect, other angle, if you see, manifested, unmanifested, and beyond unmanifested. That is what in the very beginning we have seen in this chapter. The seer of the experiencing truth person, there the seer is beyond everything. So he is not going to be changed. So, in the very beginning, what was it? Idam sariram kaunteya kshetramitya vidhiyate etadyo vetti tam prahu kshetrajna iti tadvidaha kshetrajnam chapimam vidhi sarva kshetresu bharata kshetra kshetrajnamor jnanam yatas jnanam matam mama. Of course, and then the tat kshetram yaccha jadrikcha jadvikari yatascha jat sachajo jat prabhav jata samasanyame sunu rishibhir bahudha gitam chandovir vividhe prithak brahmasutra padeseva hetumadbhir vineschitehi. He has defined it. Of course, in other slokas he has given the divine qualities. Anyway, one who is beyond everything. So Lord says here, constancy in self-knowledge, perception or the end of the true knowledge. This is declared to be knowledge, and what is opposed to it is called ignorance. The liberated sage has constant awareness of the self. He knows that knowledge of the self alone is permanent, and all other learning relating to this world is ignorance. He knows that the knowledge which leads to the realization of the self is the only truth. World is the effect of Maya, Maya's creation, the supreme power that is called Chitti, or the Parasakti, or the manifested universal power. So, it is based on everything changing. That means, if you know it, how do you know it? Which is not there. How can you know it? That is the state of the knowledge. There is no question of Maya. It is not knowing Maya. It is beyond Maya. Not question of any Maya or any change, because it is ever constant. The truth is ever existing. So how can you have any idea of non-existence? Non-existence is called Maya, world. So no question comes. So beyond everything, that is called the real truth, end of all the truth. These attributes, beginning with humility, are declared to be knowledge. These attributes, beginning with humility, are declared to be knowledge, because they are conducive to knowledge. They are the means to knowledge. They are secondary or auxiliary causes of knowledge. The fruit of the knowledge of the self is deliverance from the round of births and deaths. Freedom from. The spiritual aspirant should always keep the end of knowledge in view. Only then will he attempt to develop the various virtues which are conducive to the attainment of knowledge of the self. All these divine qualities, virtues, we have discussed. We have discussed all these in the previous slokas. Maicha ananya yogena abhyabhakti cha abhyabhicharini bhakti vivikta desa sevitvam aratir janasansadi asakti anavisvanga putradara grihadushu. All these are the qualities. And qualities means it is subject to change. They are the means to the knowledge. But That's how. The point is, the aspirant should say, look at the end of these changeable qualities. Qualities are always relative. So you have to go beyond all these qualities. They are the means to the knowledge of self. They are helping hands, supporting hands. What is opposed to knowledge, which is lust, anger, greed, pride, hypocrisy, attachment and cunningness, diplomacy, injuring others, is ignorance. These evil traits, which are the products of ignorance, bind a man to samsara. It causes the bondage. How it causes the bondage, that we shall see. If you wish to attain the knowledge of the self, you will have to eradicate these evil traits which stand as stumbling blocks on the path of salvation. If you cultivate the opposite virtues, the evil traits will die by themselves, just as the plants which are deprived of water in the garden die by themselves. It is difficult to eradicate the evil traits by fighting against them. So we have to adopt yogic method. Yoga karmasu kausalam. The skill is known as yoga. The trick, the skill. So what is the skill? Pratipaksha bhavana. Replacement. Replacement. There is a story. Everybody knows the story. There was a crow in summer days, midday. It was very thirsty and it was searching for a little water. And somehow or other, it could see some little water in a jug somewhere, and the crow was not able to reach the water. It was in the bottom of the water. So he used the yogic method, Pratipaksha Bhavana. In the empty space he went on, the crow went on putting some pebbles, so the water level came up and the crow could reach the water, appeased its thirst. So this is how one should replace. Replacement. We also practice this in our daily, day-to-day lives. You see, the child is weeping, it is holding something, and it is not going to give it to you. You need it badly. Your pen is in the child's hand. Do whatever you try, but it is not going to part with it. Child is child. So, what will you do? What is the method? Give something, some sweet, some edibles, or some beautiful toys, or some balloon. That is what I do. When the children come and I like the children, I play with them, but they play mischief, they will do something unwanted. So, if you want to get rid of it, then give them something to play. They will not disturb you. Give a balloon, and they will go and throw it. They will be engaged in it. So this is called Pratipaksha Bhavana, replacement. That is the only way we practice yoga every now and then, but we are not aware of it. We do pranayam all the time. Without pranayam we cannot do anything, but we are not aware of it. And this is how one should apply the yogic method. Instead of all these evil qualities, negative qualities, one should develop positive, divine qualities which are the helping hands to tread the path of spirituality, and they enable you to reach the end of your path, your goal you reach. Thereby you have achieved the goal. So now how these bad qualities, these negative qualities, they entangle you in the world, and they are bondage, they are obstacles in the spiritual path. How it is so? You see, all these negative qualities you can experiment when somebody has all these one or two or some negative qualities. It is seen by you. Just go on analyzing what is happening to him. His mind will be restless. His actions will be without discriminating power. Without thinking anything, he will do what is not to be done. In this way, he will be entangled and his problems will increase. Greed, lust, anger, all these, taking revenge, hatred, violence, all these make the mind restless. And that's how you lose the intellectual power. And when the intellect fails, then discrimination also disappears, and you are unable to decide what is right and what is wrong, and you are forced to do something wrong, and then the miseries are waiting to welcome you. Yes.
So Maharaj, from a relative point of view, should we understand this for knowledge, a being or a state of being or identification or Bhuta is must?
It is a must.
It is must. So
It is?
a being should be, so it should be a being for a knowledge.
I don't understand what you...
For any kind of knowledge, so there should be any state of being or identification should be there, then only knowledge.
We just use the word aspirants, mumukyu. Mumukyu. You see, a person, of course he is a being, and in a state of dhobika kutta, the dog of the washerman. Neither here nor there, in between. In between. So, we cannot exactly say what is his state of being. Flittering always. What is this, what is that? And he is trying, of course. He is in the right path. But he is not sure. So in this way, all these are only for mumukshus, not for the jnanis, not for the ignorant persons. Ignorant person is totally gone case. No question. He in utter darkness and he likes to be there. There is no trial to get rid of it. So don't look at them. Nobody can help them. But yet there is a chance. Apichet sudharacharaha. Even though he is the greatest sinner, if he tries, if little effort is started, then of course with sincerity, then of course the whole world come to help him. That sincerity, helping yourself, that's why the saying goes, God helps them who helps themselves. That little effort is a must. If there is no effort, then who can help you? So that is the question of the great ignorant persons who are not even aware that they need something. They are quite satisfied with all those miseries and quarrels and fights, misunderstandings, everything. So in that way, they are not to be considered. And one who has reached the peak, what help he needs? A realized soul also needs no such supports, or they are not under considerations. Only the mediocres are our subject of consideration. So they are, of course, beings, but tottering beings. Yes. They are not steady in anything. They will be, of course, beings, manifested beings. One who is in the darkness, he will get the light. One who is already in the light, what light he needs? For that the clearance is given in the very beginning. Javanartha udapane sarvatah samplutodake tavan sarvesu vedesu brahmanasya vijanatah. All these matters considered only for some persons, manifested beings who want to get rid of his limitedness of being a being, who wants to go beyond beingness. The limitations have to be taken out. That is the last. So, one who has attained it is just as standing in the flood water. Why he should ask for a handful of water? In this way, we are considering the case of mumukshus, the aspirants who are treading the path. So, some helping hand is required. Shastras and Guru, words from knowledgeable persons, realized souls, gurus, and his own effort, all these together will enable him to progress in the path. Now, one who has the negative qualities, they are called ignorant persons, and that negative qualities are known as ignorance, and that binds you in the world. World means full of doubts and restlessness, because there are doubts. You don't know where to go. You are standing in the big circle of the busiest person of the city. You have to go somewhere, but you don't know which road is directed towards goal. What will you do? You will go a little way in some path, then you will see, some signboards are indicating it goes somewhere else. So let me go back. Again coming to this circle. Again going in some other track. In this way, you will go on changing. That is ignorance. Change is ignorance. And all these bad qualities, negative qualities, they cause this only in the mind. So, they have to be eradicated. How? Don't fight with the mind. Mind is a terrific ghost. You cannot fight with it. That's how the skill of yoga is required. Can I tell you a story? Then we cannot proceed to the other sloka. There was a Swamiji in Gujarat, in Ahmedabad. It is something 25 kilometers or 30 kilometers from Ahmedabad. Ahmedabad is a famous city of Gujarat. It was the old capital of Gujarat. And from there it is about 25 kilometers or something. And there was some Swamiji. He was very learned Swamiji. And he was very sincere sadhak, advanced sadhak. And he heard once, there is a great Siddha Purush. Siddha Purush, the realized soul somehow. Somehow he roams about and nobody knows his whereabouts. And sometimes he comes near the Swamiji's ashram, Ahmedabad, somewhere in the villages, and he behaves abnormally. If he will be sitting, he will be sitting for days. If he will be going, he will be going. And if he starts eating, he will go on eating. Sometimes he goes to the betel shops and go on eat up, taking 20, 30 betel leaves at a time. He will go to smoke 2, 3 bundles of cigarettes at a time. some abnormal. And that is said to be abnormal in comparison with our ignorant person's common behavior. But for those realized souls, they have no mind. They don't care for any actions or reactions. So whatever comes by the way, they do it unknowingly, unawareingly. That's how it seems to be abnormality. Really speaking, worldliness is abnormality and spirituality is called normality. Simplicity, cunninglessness and straightforwardness, arjavam, all these are the qualities of a spiritual person. So, anyhow, Swamiji wanted to see him, have his darshan and a little satsang. Such a person is rare to find. So he was searching for the chance, waiting for the chance. One day he heard from the village devotees, somebody came and informed him, Swamiji, Swamiji, that mad chap has come to our village and he is there in the outskirts of the village, sitting under a tree, and you can go and see him. Swamiji ran. He thought one should not go empty-handed. So he went to the market and purchased some beautiful, palatable mangoes and rushed towards the village. But alas, when he reaches there, the fellow is gone, disappeared. That Siddha Baba has gone away. So he was disappointed and came back and kept the mangoes in the fridge for 2-3 days, and then he ate them away. And after 15-20 days again, from some other village, distant village, some people came and informed Swamiji, Swamiji, that mad chap has come to our village, some other village. Do you want to meet him? Yes, of course, but I should not delay purchasing something for him. Let me rush. He ran and saw the person is sitting there under a tree and some few people are sitting around him. Everybody is silent and the fellow is looking at the tree with one gaze and everybody is silent. Nobody is talking. So Swamiji went there and prostrated before the mad person and sat there silently. After half an hour, Swamiji thought, let me go back. Now I have at least have darshan. So he again prostrates and with folded hands he wants to say goodbye. I am going back. So then this mad chap starts talking to Swamiji irrelevantly. He is talking to Swamiji. Yes, you want to become a king. First of all, you have come empty-handed. Where are my mangoes? You have eaten them up. Huh? Where are my mangoes? Swamiji was silent, no words to reply, and sat down. You want to become a king? Then you have to ride over an elephant and sit over it. The kings have to ride over elephants. But what to do? The elephant is maddened. He is not common elephant. It is mad elephant. You know how dangerous it is. Don't go from the front. It will catch you in its trunk and trample you down, smash you. If you want to ride over the elephant, be careful. Look for a chance. Go from behind. Go from behind. And somehow or other, if you can catch its tail and quickly get up to the back of the elephant, then elephant is helpless. Nothing it can do. Nothing. As long as you are catching the tail, it may smash you against something. But you have to get over quickly and from back only. And once you have reached its back, then elephant is helpless. And then go to its neck side, and there is kept that ankus, the, what do you call it, the anchor. If you strike it, it will do whatever you want. From its back, above the head, then only you can control the mad elephant. Or else you are gone. And he told this much and got up and went away. Walked on. So Swamiji was telling me this story. This mad elephant is nothing but your own mind, turbulent mind, and don't fight with it. That is what we are discussing now. Don't fight with the mind. You have to capture it by tricks, by skill, by replacement, or attacking it from back. You must know the loopholes of the mind, how it acts and what does it like. You should know how the child is under your control. The mother knows how to control the child, naughty child. You must learn how to control by skill, by giving something. Our methods should be skillful, and then only you can control the mind and control all the negative qualities, and now you can tread the path safely, reach the goal safely, and you can reach the end of the journey, that is spiritual journey. That is end of the knowledge. Knowledge is partial as long as your effort is there, your qualities are there, divine qualities, and when they all end, then the dawn of real knowledge, and that should be constant. This is how, this is called knowledge. Other than it is known as ignorance. Tomorrow we shall see the other. Jeyam yatat pravachyami yad jnatva mritam asnute anadi matparam brahma na satta na saduchyate. We shall see it tomorrow. Hari Om. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnada Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sadguru Bhagavan ki jai. Satchidananda Bhagavan ki jai. Krishna Bhagavan ki jai. Gita Mata ki jai. Hari Om.